Life is suffering. I'll talk about that in just a second. Do you know that this world is a realm of suffering? It is. There's sadness all around us. There's difficulty all around us. We are here in this realm of suffering, and we can't seem to overcome it. Life is indeed suffering. It makes us ask that question, why is life suffering? Well, the reason is completely tied to the fact that we are no longer in a perfect state of being. We are no longer in the Garden of Eden, and it's because of sin. And the wages of sin is death. And a lot of times the precursor to death is suffering. You know, it can do a lot of things to us. It can make us mad, resentful, hateful, or it can galvanize us and make us decide to do something about it. What can we do about suffering? My mother is getting older and she has a lot of pain, and so she suffers. She doesn't deserve it. My dad doesn't deserve the fact that he has diabetes or the fact that he's trying to take care of my mom. He doesn't deserve it. Something as simple as I seem to have a head cold. I don't deserve a head cold. Children at St. Jude's, they don't deserve cancer and leukemia. You see, we don't get what we deserve sometimes, which is probably a good thing. But sometimes the bad things that happen to us, or the aggravating things, or the problematic things, we don't deserve those either. We don't. And you can either become a bitter monster, or you can figure out a way to manage that fact that we're in this realm of suffering. You know, it's like going to a swimming pool. You know, some people kind of wade into their ankles and they get a little bit wet, and somebody may just walk around the edge and get splashed. It's very unlikely if you go to a pool that you won't get wet at all in some way. Even the bottom of your feet might get wet. Some people cannonball off the high dive into the middle of it and get soaked and drowned and splash water all over everybody. You know, they get their water on everybody else. And so if life is kind of like a swimming pool and water is kind of like suffering, you can't live life without finding a little bit of suffering along the way. Sometimes a lot. It's not the same for everybody. You know, the thing about that is we can't deal with the suffering in one fashion. We have to find purpose. Purpose can make life and the suffering of life worth living. It can make it better rather than worse. You know, if you don't find a purpose, if you don't deal with your own personal suffering, all you'll end up doing is becoming bitter, angry, and malevolent, and harmful to yourself and others. This is a tough topic, folks. I can't tell you why bad things happen to good people. I can't tell you why bad things happen to bad people. But the reality is, we live in this fallen world, and that's the only commonality. We never know what might happen. But you see, our suffering here is only short-lived. If we live to be 105, it's still a short time compared to eternity. And if we can persevere, find a way to be positive, find a way to help others, give our life meaning, and to do so in Christ, we can find joy at the end. We can find joy that's eternal, in a place without suffering, where suffering is no more, and that there are no tears, there's no sorrow, no sickness, no bad colds, no bad backs, and no children sick. I'm looking for that day, and that makes this day a whole lot more bearable. That day makes this day a whole lot more bearable. And the fact that I have purpose to share that truth makes it even more exciting. Have a great day. I hope you find your way. A video cut off, but always remember, be kind to each other.